Okay, so it's Friday, August 18th. It's 10:35 a.m. on the East Coast. Just a quick update from yesterday's buys. Let me get the disclaimer out of the way. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so please do your own research. So let's see. I think I bought a couple times yesterday before I did my video. A couple hours after I uploaded my video and I went to bed, the Bitcoin market went down a few more percentage points. So I'll give you my theories what happened. One, there's rumors that Elon sold some Bitcoin, I think through SpaceX or something, about 300 million or something like that. I know I don't know if that's FUD or rumor, but I really don't think that's probably what happened. People were watching this trend line here where we had 3 touch points since the beginning of 2023, and we were getting really close to breaking it. Excuse me. So when we started showing signs that we were going to break below this trend line, I think people panicked and thought, because we knew we were going to go to much lower prices. And I said that a good buying opportunity would be this lower part of the support band if you put your limit orders there. And we actually went down there and dipped a little bit below. Let me just put this on the weekly chart instead of the 4-hour chart and spread it out. So I also want to take a look at the exponential ribbons. And we're not right now below the exponential ribbon too, and I think also below the 200 weekly moving average. So, if you were like me and you put your limit orders all the way down to these lower levels, they probably all got filled yesterday. And all my limit orders got filled, but I didn't know it was going to go down that fast because of the I didn't know how important this trend line was. So. I still think we're going to probably revisit like 25,200 again. I think that's where we went down to. According to this, 26,130. I thought we went lower than that. Let me pull up the 4-hour chart. That was a big dump. So yeah, we're actually at 26.2 now. So we're at these really low levels. I thought we hit 25, but maybe not. Well, this is on Bitstamp. I think if I pulled up the Coinbase chart, I think we hit 25,300. But anyway, so between yesterday and today, I've got 8 orders filled. And again, let me take a look at that S&P 500. We still have that gap down here. So I'm anticipating lower prices for Bitcoin, but taking a close look at this, we were, I think on Coinbase, we're actually right at this price level line at the lower part of the green support band. So we've been going kind of sideways since yesterday at 4 p.m. So almost 24 hours, but we're at these lower levels now. I think there's just some, people panic. This is the shakeout, guys. This is the shakeout. They're just trying to shake you out. Unless, long term, the Fed raises rates to try to curb inflation. All the stuff I covered yesterday, I can't control that. But if it's business as usual, this is just a typical shakeout. Let's take a look at some charts real quick. So, I subscribe to Into the Cryptoverse, so I'm going to pull up some charts. I haven't looked at this in a while. The risk measurement did drop below 0.5. It's now at 0.476. And I said that, I wouldn't be surprised if you go down to 0.4, which is 21,112. I'd hate to see Bitcoin hit that price, but that would also fill that CME gap at, Bitcoin has that CME gap somewhere around those price levels. So if we come close to it, it fills it. Prophecy fulfilled, and we go up from there. Fingers crossed, right? So supply, profit, and loss, looking at what's happened in the past, with this bull run, this is just a shakeout. If it's business as usual, we'll probably bounce up here pretty soon, which is why recently, today and yesterday, I've been putting some pretty big dollar cost averaging, looking back at when's a good time to buy. Let me put this on the weekly chart real quick. Generally, Bitcoin doesn't go down this low on the support bands down here, or even break below it. Maybe we come down below it when the S&P 500 fills that gap down there, And it could be kind of like what it looks like here back in, November of last year. But generally, like, let's see, the last bull market, I mean, the bear market, we came down these mid-level lines. And then when we had the pandemic, we came down to these lower levels of the support band. And here we are again at those lower levels. So, we're at the same price as we were like 6 months ago, almost at the same prices I bought like 2.5 months ago. And the previous, bull cycle in, 2016, we never kind of came all the way down to the bottom part of this support band, but we did kind of hug it a little bit. So, and we came down lower here with the pandemic, and here we are now. So maybe in the future, we kind of come lower and lower with each bear market, but only time will tell. I still think it's business as usual, though. So, yeah, when we have a bear market, these two color codes, the orange and this, I guess, red, they kind of intersect, and then they separate, and they come back together in the next bear market. And you could tell, the bear market's behind us. I think the lows, that is, if the Fed doesn't continue to raise rates. I just have to keep saying that, because, who knows what's going to happen. And let's see, now we have the realized value Z score. And, every time there's a bear market, the price drops below this orange line up here. And then the bull market starts. And the same back here at the 2019, once we came above it, the bull market started. And again, we had that the pandemic dropped there. We went below the line for a brief period of time, and then the bull market started. And we were below that orange line for quite a while until we broke through back early this year. And again, I think we're still in a bull market. I don't think we're going to go back below it unless we enter a recession. So to me, business as usual. SOPR, spend output profit ratio, we are actually at 1, where the SOPR goes above 1, showing that people are in profit, and when it goes below 1, then people are generally at a loss in their investments, and we're at 1 now. So to me, this is just a shakeout. So if you look at the previous the bull run here back in 2016, 2017, we kept testing this, when it came down to being close to 1. If we went below it, it was very brief. And then, price continues to go up in the bull run. But you can see we tested it multiple times. And yeah, we're at it now. It looks like it briefly dropped below it on August 1st. I can't remember why. That was just a couple of weeks ago, but we're at, according to this, the latest value says it's at 1 right now. So everybody's at a break even now. Again, this is just telling me this is a typical shakeout, and that's why I'm buying right now. Color coded, we got a couple of red dots here. Here it is, August 18th. We have a red dot. We had a couple of red dots back here in 2016, and look, it was August also there, August 2nd. We had a red dot, and price went up. It wasn't like a long period of red in the bear market. So I think I'm hoping, 2 months from now, I could say, from today's recent buys, that now I'm up, 10, 20% or whatever. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll do an update in 2 months, or, I'll just keep doing videos if there's something to talk about. Transfer flow to exchanges, it's not like we have this blue off top and all the Bitcoin are hitting the exchanges for selling. The Bitcoin on exchanges are going down. So ever since like 2020, like this orange line, the Bitcoin's been going to the exchanges, as they become popular. But then you've got this mentality of, with Michael Saylor preaching, you just don't sell rare assets like, Bitcoin. And he's been buying and preaching. So I think people's mentality has really shifted to that hodler state. And we're not even close to a blow off top. So there's no reason for the coins to hit exchanges. But I think more and more over the years, people are more percentage of investors are going to have that hodl mentality, especially if you don't need to sell. If you don't need to sell, you can wait out a 1-year bear market. And then if you don't want to risk it. And, that's what I've been doing. So, yeah, just keep in mind that, this could be the historical trend. Maybe we won't ever see exchanges of 3 million hit exchanges again, if this trend continues to go down lower. And, real quick, these are the yearly candles of Bitcoin. You've got the, 3 candles that go up, 1 bear candle down, 3 years of going up, 1 bear candle go down. I don't see anything's changed. We're going to have, probably 3 more years of up before we have a bear candle. Again, this is all pending, how the market reacts with the Fed, if they're going to increase rates to lower inflation, and if that's going to cause unemployment. We'll just wait and see what happens. But if that happens, I'm going to continue buying. If we come down below these prices, until it reverses. And then, 3, 4, 5 years, we'll be having a lot more Bitcoin and sitting very pretty. And just like right now, I'm not panicking because I've been buying, all the way down from 2017, all the way through here. So, my average price, I don't know, maybe around 8K or something like that. So I can afford to buy on the way down. I don't need to sell. So I think that's about it. The main thing I wanted to cover real quick was my reasoning for why I think the price dropped so much. I think it was once Bitcoin's price started squeaking down below this trend line, and people were asking, like, is this going to be in the log chart or the linear chart? It doesn't matter. It's just however the market reacts, and it reacted quite violently, I think, because everybody knew once this trend line would break, we're going to have lower prices. And I think the stock market, let's see, it didn't even go down 1%, and but we still it's going to go down to fill this gap. I'm almost sure of that. And if it goes down 3 or 4%, I'm sure Bitcoin again will probably go much lower below this support band like it did back here, just because it tends to follow the traditional markets. But right now, it's too early to tell if there's a good support right now. This was a violent drop, and we have even gone up to test the exponential ribbon on the 4-hour chart. So we'll just have to wait and see. Even if we have a really solid bounce, we can get resistance off the exponential ribbon or the 21 weekly EMA or moving average band. We can even get resistance from this lower part of the support band, like we did in the past, right? Let me just take a look. Anything to show here? So once we broke it, we did find support, and then, it's hard to tell. But, I'm going to be an optimist and say this is hopefully going to be short-lived. But I think we'll see lower prices until that gap gets filled on the S&P 500. So until then, I'm going to continue DCA. Even if we don't get lower prices, if we go sideways, I'm probably going to be buying at least twice a week if we go sideways, just because, like, how often does Bitcoin price even come down to these lower part of the support band? It's good to DCA to go down, but now that we're actually at these very, very low levels, like if I was going to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, I would probably buy $200, $300, $400 worth of Bitcoin at these low levels. And even if it goes sideways, I'm not going to wait for lower prices, because it could just take off, and I would be like, well, why didn't I buy more when it was at these very low, historically low risk opportunities? We're 8 months into this bull market. If we're in a 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, 3 years up, 1 year down. So I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record now, but I just want to give you the update on why I think the price went down and what I'm going to continue doing, because I know I just updated what my recent limit prices were and stuff. So that's it for me. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And if you like this content, give me a like, subscribe, comment down below, and please share. Bye-bye.